So, you're a talented junior golfer, and your head is probably spinning with all the options out there. You've got NCAA, NAIA, D1, D3. It's a total alphabet soup, right? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to clear all that up and give you a simple map to navigate the entire world of college golf recruiting. I mean, it's a massive decision. Right now, it probably feels like you're staring down a 50-foot putt with a crazy triple break. You're not even sure where to aim. But don't you worry, we're going to break it all down, piece by piece, so you can find the perfect line for your game and for your future. Look, before you can pick a destination, you have to understand the map. And in the world of college sports, there are really three main territories you need to know. For you as a golfer, knowing the difference between them is absolutely the most critical first step you can take. And here they are, the big three: NCAA, NAIA, and JUCO. Now, I want you to think of them less as competitors and more like different trails up the same mountain. Each one's got a unique climb with its own challenges and its own rewards. And trust me, understanding their basic identity is the key to picking the right route for you. Okay, so here's the 30,000-foot view. The NCAA, that's the giant everyone's heard of, with those famous divisions. The NAIA is a bit smaller, way more flexible, and honestly, it's often a hidden gem for a lot of players. And then you've got JUCO, which is like the ultimate development pathway. But what does all that really mean for you, the player? All right, let's get into it. All right, we know who the main players are, so now let's talk about the one thing that can shape pretty much every college decision: money. For so many families, scholarships are the bottom line, so let's follow that money trail and see where it leads. This right here, this is the question that can instantly cut your list of potential schools right in half. Because the answer isn't just about your bank account. It's about understanding that some divisions, by their own rules, can't offer you a single penny for how well you can hit a golf ball. And here is that dividing line, clear as day. On one side, you have all the schools that can reward your athletic talent with scholarship money. On the other side, you have NCAA Division III, which is built on a totally different philosophy. You are a student first, and any money you get will be for your grades or based on financial need. This is a huge identity question you have to ask yourself. Are you looking for a school to invest in your golf game, or are you looking for a great academic school where you also get to play really high-level golf? Now hold on, because even for the schools that do offer scholarships, it's not exactly a free-for-all. There's a really important federal law called Title IX that comes into play. It was designed to make sure opportunities are equal, and for college sports, that has a direct and pretty fascinating impact on how many golf scholarships are actually available. Just take a look at this. This is Title IX in action at the highest level, NCAA Division I. The men's teams have a cap of 4.5 scholarships to give out, but the women's teams, they get 6. The takeaway here is massive. There are simply more full-ride scholarship opportunities in D1 for talented female golfers than there are for the guys. It's a huge factor. Okay, now let's switch gears over to the NIA for a second, because this number is a total game changer. A staggering 90% of NIA schools offer athletic scholarships. Think about that. If you're looking for financial help and you're not getting those top D1 offers, the NIA isn't just another option. It's a financial aid powerhouse. And we're not talking about pocket change. The average athletic scholarship in the NAIA is $7,000 a year. Now, just imagine stacking that on top of academic money from the school. All of a sudden, a private school education that felt completely out of reach might become incredibly affordable. This is exactly why you just can't afford to ignore the NAIA in your search. Scholarships are a huge piece of the puzzle, no doubt, but they're not the whole puzzle. The next big question is about your life for the next 4 years. What do you actually want your day-to-day to look and feel like? This is all about finding that perfect balance between the classroom and the course. See, finding your perfect fit really boils down to a mix of 3 things. How intense do you want the competition to be? What kind of campus life are you dreaming about? And, maybe just as important, how do you want that recruiting process to feel? Each one of these divisions offers a totally different answer to those questions. This table pretty much leaves it all out. You can see the trade-offs, right? If you want that elite D1 competition, you gotta be prepared for a demanding travel schedule and some really strict recruiting rules. Maybe you'd prefer a more balanced life. D2 could be your sweet spot. You still get fierce regional competition, but without all the coast-to-coast travel of D1. That means more of a normal college experience. But hey, look over on the right side of the table. The NIAA and JUCO really stand out because of how flexible they are, both in recruiting and in their academic requirements.
Let's just zoom in on that NAIA flexibility because it is a really big deal. While NCAA coaches have their hands tied with all these strict contact rules, NAIA coaches can reach out to you much earlier and actually build a real relationship. Plus, you can take as many official paid-for campus visits as you want. For a lot of players, this just creates a much more personal, way less stressful recruiting experience. And that flexibility, it extends to the academic side too. You can forget about the NCAA's super complicated sliding scale of GPAs and test scores. The NIIA keeps it simple with a 2 out of 3 rule. You just have to meet 2 of these 3 things and boom, you're eligible. This is fantastic news for, say, a student who's an A-plus student but just doesn't do well on standardized tests. And finally, let's talk about one more really powerful pathway: junior college, or JCO. Please do not think of this as a step back. Think of it as a strategic launchpad. It is the perfect place for a player who needs a year or 2 to really mature their game or maybe get their grades up before making that jump to a top-tier NCAA or NAIA program.
Okay, we've covered the leagues, we've talked about the scholarships, we've looked at the lifestyle. Now it's time to put it all together. Let's build your personal roadmap so you can walk away from this and take your first real concrete step today. But wait, before we get to those final steps, there's one critical thing for any of you who are homeschooled or international players. You have to make sure your coursework is accredited. The eligibility setters are incredibly strict about this stuff, so please get this sorted out early. You don't want any heartbreaking surprises later on. All right, here it is, your 3-step action plan. Super simple. Number 1, sit down with your family and be honest about what really matters most. Is it the scholarship, the level of competition, a specific academic major? Number 2, use everything you just learned to compare the divisions against those priorities you just set. And number 3, be proactive. Go to the eligibility websites tonight and make sure you're on the right track. This simple process puts you in complete control. At the end of the day, this whole search for the right college golf program isn't about finding the best school out there. It's about finding the best version of yourself. You've got the map now, you've got the compass. So the only question left is, which path are you going to choose?